Hey guys, it's me again, and today we're on Burkina Faso. As little is known about Burkina Faso and in early history, although in archaeology, it would kind of suggest that maybe it was populated as far back as the Stone Age. Google it, as I don't have the exact numbers and all that. But its modern history starts with the Mossi people, now, which make up about half of today's population of Burkina Faso, who moved westwards from settlements near the Niger River in the 13th century, as they founded their first kingdom in what is now Ouagadougou, as three more Mossi states were subsequently established in other parts of the country, all paying homage to Ouagadougou. Sorry for botched that, but it was the strongest and more prominent of them, as the governments of each of the Mossi states were highly organised, with ministers, courts and cavalry known for devastating attacks against the Muslim counterparts from Mali. And during the colonial scramble for Africa in the second half of the 19th century, the French exploited rivalries between different Mossi kingdoms and established their sway over the region, as at first former Mossi states were assimilated into the colony Dohat, Senegal, Niger, and then in 1919 the area hived off into administrative expedience as a separate colony of Haute-Volta or Upper Volta. As World War II brought changes between France and their colonies, as the Maasai, like numerous other peoples in Africa, started changing the colonial hierarchy, as Upper Volta became a state in 1947, as the French agreed to give the colonies their own governments with independence, and during the 1960s, which was going to Burkina Faso. As following their independence, dreams of freedom and prosperity kind of came to a standstill, as between 1960 and 83 the country experienced a total of about 6 coups and counter-coups, as the economy began to stagnate. And then in 83, Captain Thomas Sankara, he was an ambitious young left-wing military kind of celebrity, seized power, as over the next 4 years Thomas sank. He was more popularly known as, recast the country, as he changed the name to Burkina Faso, meaning land of the incorruptible, has reconstructed the economy to promote self-resilience in rural areas, tackling corruption with rare zeal, as he was seen as being ahead of his time, as his authoritarian grip on power and intolerance towards those who did not share his ideal were to be his downfall. As about 5 years later, in late 87, a group of junior officers seized power and Sankara was killed, as a new junta was headed by Captain Blaise Compaoré, as Sankara's former friend and co-revolutionary. And in late 1991, Compaoré was elected president, but as a sole candidate, with low voter turnouts and the assassination of Clement Ouedraogo, the leading opposition figure, a couple of weeks later, as his legitimacy remained weak. And in a bid to make a clear break with Sankara, Compaoré immediately orchestrated a U-turn on the economy, returning nationalisation and bringing the country back to the IMF fold. And he was re-elected 3 times in 1998, 2005 and 2010. And each time he won about 80% of the vote, and in July 2013 thousands of demonstrations took to the streets over plans to create a Senate as they continued to demonstrate into the following year as opposition to possible plans by the President to extend his rule. As the revolt culminated in a mass uprising in October 2014, driving Compaoré out of office and leading to the establishment of a provisional government. Fingers crossed it does get better, as we will be moving on to language and all, as the multilingual nation of Burkina Faso has an estimated 70 languages spoken throughout the country, 66 of which are indigenous, and French being the official language, as Maasai is the most widely spoken language of Burkina Faso, as is spoken by nearly 40% of the country's population, as most people living in the country's urban areas are multilingual, while the rural population use their own native languages for common day-to-day activities. As French is the official language of Burkina Faso. The language was introduced in 1919 during French colonial rule, as the language is the primary medium of schools, and is also the dominant language used in the country's judicial, administrative, and political institutions. As well as in journalism. And despite the wide use of French for official purposes in Burkina Faso, 15% only 15% speak it on a daily basis, but since education is in French, it shares social mobility and economic support for education of the country's students, and there's a constant support towards the use of French as a medium of instruction in Burkina Faso schools. Then there's Mossi, as a language is spoken by 5 million people in Burkina Faso, as it is one of Burkina Faso's 2 official regional languages, as it's a Goro language, and a member of the Ati Volta branch of languages. It is the country's most widely spoken language, and as of about 2008, 48% of the population of Burkina Faso spoke the Maasai language, as the language is spoken mainly in the central region of Burkina Faso, especially around the capital of Ouagadougou. Sorry if I botched that. And there's many other Fafilda, or Fula, which is a member of the Senegambian branch of the Niger-Congo language family. And the language serves as a lingua franca in many areas of Burkina Faso, as the language is spoken by about 8.36% of the country's population. The first language of Fafilda primarily resides in the east and the north. Then there's also Dola and Romanche. And that's Burkina Faso for you, and bye for now.